Well then, welcome back, in which we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a coloring page or a bunch of coloring pages using the power of artificial intelligence. So here, if you notice, on Etsy, we have a bunch of coloring pages. As a matter of fact, you can even create an entire book and sell it. But in this particular, we're going to explore the creation of coloring pages. So we're going to take a couple of examples. We have this one right here, which is a bundle of 52 coloring pages. They're basically around the topic of animals. And we have this one right here as well, which I think is worth to go and create something for. And then, what do we have more? Let's take a couple more examples. We have this one is doing pretty well in sales, and we have this one is doing pretty well in sales as well, but this one is definitely the best. So I'm going to click because this product has a lot of reviews. And so these are adult coloring pages, mandala coloring pages. So we're going to take these 3 examples, right? And I'm going to show you right now how you can accomplish this using the tools that we have in store. We're going to start first of all by Leonardo AI. So I want you to go to Leonardo AI and click on the image generation feature. Now, once you're in there, I would like to go back to this particular type coloring pages that we're going to create. So let's start easy. We're going to start with these kawaii coloring pages, which basically are cute coloring pages. And I'm going to show you how you can generate these. Now here, if you want to learn more about this particular product, you can see I would say these coloring pages sizes, because every coloring page has a specific size. So there are books that are 6 by 9 inches. There are books that are 8.5 by 11 inches. So I'm going to go from the perspective of a coloring book, which is large. So I'm going to go for an 8.5 by 11 inches because 6 by 9 is usually for journals and notebooks and some other type books. But 8.5 by 11 is a quite large coloring book or coloring page, which leaves people more room to color. So enough of this philosophy. Let me go into ChatGPT. So I'd like to go to ChatGPT. The reason why is because ChatGPT is going to provide us with the prompts to generate the coloring pages. So I want you to use GPT-4. Now, of course, it's plus. So if you don't have access to it, you can use GPT 3.5, but I'm going to use GPT-4. And here's what I'm going to actually say to it. So I'm going to copy this particular description, and I'm going to say, I want to create coloring pages, and I'm going to insert the description. Now, of course, the description is inserted, except for I don't want it to generate 150 prompts. I just want to give you an example. So I'm just going to go for 10 pages. Let's say that you want to create 10 pages of coloring or coloring pages. And I'm going to say, and I want you to create a prompt, the prompts to use on Midjourney or Leonardo AI to generate such images. Keep it short. And that's it. So I'm going to actually click enter. What's going to happen right now is that ChatGPT is going to give us the prompts, and these prompts are going to enable us to create these coloring pages across Midjourney and Leonardo. So let's start off by Leonardo, since this is the free version. By the way, you can organize your work all the time by going maybe to a Google Doc and inserting your prompts into a Google Doc. So you can say Google Docs just to make sure that you have your prompts in case you want to use them back later. So you can take the answer from ChatGPT, which is 10 prompts. And so I'm going to take them from here. And you can go and basically open up a Google Doc and place your answers in there. So I'm going to click right here on blank document to start the conversation. And basically what I'm going to do is very simply, I'm just going to click Control V so that I can paste this. And you can give this a name. So 10 prompts for kawaii coloring pages so that you can make sure they're there. No, I didn't quite copy them well. Yeah. All right. So right now they're copied. Now, of course, they're not really organized that much. So what you can do, you can select everything. And basically here, you can do anything that you almost do in Word, Microsoft Word. So you can select the text and maybe just add a numbered bullet list so that you can have the prompts like this. And you can just say, for example, kawaii coloring pages prompts. And these are 10 prompts, which means they're going to enable us to generate 10 images. We're going to use Leonardo to generate the images, and we're also going to use Midjourney to generate the images, and we're going to compare both of them. And of course, you can list those later in a PDF. So you can create one PDF with all of the coloring pages. I can show you how you can easily do that on Canva. So you can create the PDF on Canva for you to list it later on Etsy if you're interested to start selling these on Etsy. Now also we're taking into consideration copyright. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we read these prompts and we don't want to infringe upon any copyright. So usually infringement upon copyright happens when you take another person's work and you do something exactly the same. So you just take claim for what they do. Now what we do is I advise you can use these tools, right? It's completely safe to use Leonardo and Midjourney as long as you use your own imagination. So for example, these pictures of chicken, there's nothing wrong with them. Nobody can say that this is copyright infringement because we have used our own imagination to generate these. But when it gets a little bit problematic is, for example, when you use a specific keyword such as Pokemon, for example, or One Piece or something maybe subject to copyright, and you generate something similar to that, that is when you can get problems. Now, in my 5+ years online, I've never actually seen anybody that has any problem with copyright. Of course, there are problems that happen time and time again, and usually that's because people don't respect the brands and they basically, what they do, they take claim for other people's work. So right now, we're going to actually proceed on to generate these coloring pages. So let's get right into it. So the first software is Leonardo. But I want you to go ahead, open up Leonardo, and we're definitely not going to use the photoreal option because this is not about a photoreal image. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use a basic Stable Diffusion 2.1 model. And as far as the size is concerned, I would like you to choose 8.5 by 11 inches. And the closest one to that is basically a 3 by 4, right? So that's the aspect ratio which will work for us. Now, of course, later on, we're going to take those particular images and put them as a PDF so that you can upload that onto Etsy as a downloadable PDF. Now, people download it as a PDF. They buy it as a PDF, so that's how it's delivered to them. And then they basically go about printing it. So that's easy for them to do. And I could also show you how you can create these particular interesting photos right here that depict how the product is. And most importantly, I can show you how you could create a video. So, and these videos can be easily created using Canva. So with Canva, we can absolutely create these, and we can definitely create a video that is much better than this. This one doesn't actually show what this is all about. So we're going to have to show people how the pages are. And since I'm an editor, we can pretty much do that job. Now, right now into Leonardo AI, and let me start the process by basically just removing this cartoon frog pattern, whatever that is, and pasting our prompt. The size has already been modified, and let's click on generate. Now, in the meantime, while Leonardo is generating the image, let's use this opportunity and go to Midjourney, click /imagine, and then basically paste in our prompt. Make sure you're running on Midjourney version 5.2 or 6. I think those are the best versions. And then I'm going to add a comma at the end and 2 hyphens. And basically after those 2 hyphens, I'm going to add an AR and a space. And because I want this to be basically approximately 3.5 size, I'm going to go for 9 by 11. Now, you can't actually add numbers with a comma, so you can't add 8.5 by 11. That will be syntax error when you send your command. So I'll go for 9 by 11. It's not too bad. And then let's see. So let's go back to the first image generated by Leonardo. So these are the images that have been generated by Leonardo, except for, as you can see, they came out colored. Now, while these are not bad because we can use them to show people how this works, but there are multiple workarounds as to how you can work around this. The first workaround is you can go to Canva, and this is by far, I think, the easiest, and that will help you consume less credits on Leonardo, especially if you're using the free version. If you go right there, use a custom size of 8.5 by, no, not pixels. Let me select inches instead. Let me change this to 8.5 by 11 inches. Click create a design. And what you need to do is come back right here. This is the first option. You don't have to do this, but this is the first option. And then what you need to do from here is basically go ahead and download the first image, for example. Now, I like the second one better, so I'm going to go with it. And once you download that image, you come back right here onto Canva. Now we have created a file, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. And what we can do, you can click on your downloads by clicking right here on this particular download button. And we can take the colors away from the image by basically taking the colors away. Now, while Canva is loading out there, it's taking quite some time. We have the images have been generated by Midjourney. Midjourney as well generated the images, but they're colored. And we can work around this. So let's work around this by clicking /imagine again, pasting the prompt again. And let's say a black and white whimsical forest scene with cute animal, black and white coloring page of whimsical, scene with cute animals smiling, And at the end, I'm going to add, I'm going to add, here, thick black lines. So I'm modifying the prompt as I go. Thick black lines. And then a hyphen at the end, 2 ARs. And basically 9 by 11 again. And I'm sure that right now it's going to generate the image in the right consistency. But let's go back to the workaround. So here, let's take the image that was generated by Leonardo. Just drag it into Canva. Now, if it persists, drag it again. Was dragged already. And what you can do, you can click edit the photo. And right here, I'm going to click to revert back to the old editor because right now they're trying to get me to use the new editor, which I don't really like. And so I'm going to click on edit the image again. And I would like you to saturate this 100%. So as you can see, now we've saturated the image though, but it's not really the best because as you can see, there's hardly anything that people can color here, right? So we can make this better, right? So this is first workaround just in case you want to use it. I think that the images generated by Midjourney are much better. As you can see, these fox, at least they can color the fox and it's really, beautiful. Now I'm going to copy the same prompt right here. And I'm going to go back into Leonardo. I'm actually going to change the model because the results of Stable Diffusion were not really that good. So I'm going to go for Leonardo Vision XL. And basically here, I'm going to paste the prompt again and click generate. And this time around, it should generate a pretty beautiful image. Now, as far as the Midjourney generated images, I think they're pretty fantastic. Now, pick each one of them that you think is going to do best. In my opinion, I think this one right here is going to do great, the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and upscale number 1. You can also upscale number 2 if you'd like. So they're completely different. So the first fox doesn't look like the second fox. You can even upscale all of them if you'd like, right? And now in this case, I'm just going to upscale one of them. And I'm going to basically save this image to my computer. So let's name this as fox image or fox coloring page number 1, or let's just leave it at that. Now, I'm not going to edit it at all. I'm going to leave it like that. And we're going to edit it later when we consolidate the entire images in one file. But now let's go back to here. As you can see, these are pretty fantastic, right? So these are now coloring pages. Now you can download these, right? And you can use them. In my case, I prefer the one generated by Midjourney. So right now, let's go ahead and generate the rest of the images. So we have the second image is a delightful undersea adventure and so on and so forth. So actually, I'm going to go back to the Midjourney. I'm going to have it modify the prompt. So I'm going to say modify the prompts and add the fact that these are black and white coloring pages with thick black lines and no color, and shorten the prompts. So it's going to take this comment into consideration, and in order for us to go faster, so we don't have to basically edit these prompts one by one. It's right now editing this. So it's basically editing this. So the next one is a kawaii mermaids and sea turtles on the water, black and white with thick outlines for coloring. Right. So I'm going to actually copy the second one, come back right here. Leonardo Vision XL actually gave us some decent results. Kawaii mermaid and sea turtles on the water. I'm going to actually edit this. So I'm going to say black and white page. Black and white coloring page, actually. Coloring page with thick outlines for coloring. Now, we can actually generate 4 images at a time, but I'm going to go with just one so that we can go as fast as possible. And I'm actually going to copy the same prompt right here. I'm going to generate here. It only costs us two tokens because it's a simple prompt. And I'm going to go back to Midjourney and I'm going to click /imagine, paste the prompt. And at the end, I'm going to add a comma with an AR and a comma and then a space, actually, AR space. And it should be 9 by 11. Now, the reason why these coloring pages, like I said earlier, have to be bigger so that people can have the freedom to color on top. Now, this is the image generated by Leonardo. Now, I'm afraid that I have left the tiling. No, I didn't leave the tiling option out there, and still, these images are not really the best. So let me try changing the model, actually, going for probably not Dream Shaper. Let's go for, okay, this one. Let's go for Leonardo Diffusion. Let's generate and see. Now, this is not a bad image. As you can see, it's quite a good, beautifully looking coloring image, except for I don't really like that, but I think we can do better. Now, let's go back to Leonardo Midjourney. Right now, it should have finished. And as you can see, it has finished. Now, the images have some, I would say, a touch of color to them, but we can actually work around that as long as there is space or there is more. There is elements for people to color, so they have the face. They can color the face. They can color these fishes around. So there should be no problem. The image doesn't have to be entirely black and white. So actually, I'm going to pick image number 2. All right, let me do it again. And then I'm going to actually pick image number 4 of the seal because I think that also is a pretty good image that we can put, right? So right now we have this image. Now don't forget to upscale. So I'm going to upscale this image here. So let me go ahead and click Save Image. As you can see, it looks pretty cute. Now we're going to, like I said at the end, we're going to basically modify the image. We're going to remove the colors from it. This one obviously has no colors. It has a few, but they're not really apparent. So let me save. This image is a cute little seal. I think this stuff that children really love. Plus, they have these areas where they can color. So practical, because I'm an artist as well. I draw realistic portraits. I drew a lot of realistic portraits. And so, basically, they can color these areas where there's the white color with much, I would say, more concentrated colors. So they can use a brown, but not that brown, not that a dark brown. And for these areas that are dark, they can use dark brown, right? So, and that will help them color this in a pretty good way. Now let's see these new colors. So right now, as you can see, this is the difference between the models. So after we changed the model to the other one, it basically made sense. But now I'm going to actually change this a little bit black and white coloring page. And I'm going to put it at the front, and I'm going to add of. So where you put the prompt actually makes a difference. Makes a significant difference. Now, let me just, for example, go for maybe this one. No. Actually, that one is for gaming. Let's go for Leonardo Kino. And let's click Generate. Now, I'm afraid the alchemy was not active, so let me go ahead and activate it back. I think that right now we must have a better image. Let me go for 3x4, Generate. Now, I already have the images, so I'm going to go right now to the third prompt, which is adorable kawaii space theme. So let's just go ahead over here, copy this thing. And now first let's go to Midjourney because I think that Midjourney has figured out how this is done. Adorable kawaii space in black and white, thick lines for coloring. So I'm going to actually black and white coloring page of an adorable kawaii space theme. And at the end, I'm going to add an AR of basically 9 by 11 and hit enter. And while Midjourney is rendering the image, I could go and copy this particular prompt right here. So black and white coloring. So let me just go ahead and copy it. Head back here. So let's see how this image, these ones are not bad. So as you can see now that we've changed the model and we've also changed how it looks. So I'm going to actually download this. I think this also could go very well for our listing, but let's add the new prompt, black and white coloring page of an adorable kawaii space theme with planets and astronaut. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to click generate as well. And it's going to actually go ahead and generate this. Now let's go back. And as you can see right now, this is the response of Midjourney. So not too bad as well. I think that the fourth one is pretty cute, pretty good. All right. Astronaut cat, right? I think that's something that kids will really love. And as you can see, you can really see the creativity of these tools and how powerful they are, and in such an easy time. Now, of course, make sure that you don't use all of your credits. And if you ever run out of credits, you have to understand that you will have to renew the credits. But that is a risk I'm willing to take because, actually, I think that it is worth it. It is much cheaper than hiring a designer. But I think that this image actually is better than the images that were generated by Midjourney there. So I'm going to go for this one instead. I already downloaded it as a matter of fact. And right now, let's go ahead and continue on with the rest of the prompts. Right now, let's go ahead and continue generating the rest of the prompts. This time, we're going to try to do it in a time-efficient manner. So I'm going to go ahead and copy prompt number 4 and head back into Leonardo. So let's basically leave black and white coloring page and just add the new prompt, which is black and white coloring page of magical kawaii unicorn. Right. Okay. So I'm going to generate, and I'm going to actually take the same prompt, go to Midjourney, hit /imagine, and basically paste in the prompt. At the end, add the comma, 2 hyphens and AR. I think you must be getting the hang of it right now. 9 by 11. And that will generate this image as well. Now, in the meantime, let's go back and see this one is a cheerful kawaii city with smiling buildings and cars in black and white, designed with thick lines for coloring. I think this is also a pretty beautiful prompt. So let me copy this, head back into Leonardo. Let me click. As you can see, this looks pretty awesome, right? So looks like a pretty awesome unicorn. I think I'm going to take this one. I don't know what Midjourney is going to generate, but from what it seems like, I like the one generated now by Leonardo better. So I'm going to actually not burn the calories, or I'm not going to burn my Midjourney prompts, and I'm going to actually generate the rest of the images using this particular tool, which is Leonardo. So I forgot to place black and white coloring page at the beginning. Black and white coloring page of a cheerful kawaii city, and I can click generate and wait in the back for the prompt. In the meantime, let's go ahead and copy prompt number 6. So from this point on, you don't really have to read the prompt. You can just go ahead and use it. Now, in this case, I'm going to actually download this one as well. Leave black and white and basically remove that part. So right now it becomes black and white coloring page of a cozy kawaii kitchen with cute utensils and cupcakes. And as you can see that you can do this for many times over. As soon as you find the right consistency for your prompts and you find what you're seeking, then you can just start downloading these images and creating them super fast. So these ones are extremely good for coloring. As you can see, for example, this one, I like it so much. And there's no reason to have any problems when it comes to copyright, because as you can see, these images are completely out of pure imagination. So they're not images to be afraid of. This one is about cupcakes. So let's download this one as well. And let's go for the next one, which is the serene kawaii garden. So let me go ahead and copy this. Head back over here. Let's remove this part. Serene, black and white coloring page of a serene garden. So let's generate this one. And let's go back for the other prompt, which is enchanting kawaii fairy tale castle. Let's copy this one as well. And so as you can see that, we're quite getting the hang of it super easily. So while the other one is being generated, we could eliminate this one, put the new one of an enchanting kawaii fairy tale castle with clouds and rainbow, black and white thick lines outlines for coloring. As you can see, little by little, we're having our images. So I'm going to click to view, and this looks pretty awesome. So I'm going to go download this. And right now, let's generate the other one, right? Click generate. And now let's head back into ChatGPT. So there's only 2 prompts left, and then we can just move on to the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to actually put this together in a book. So in a PDF where you could put it and list it on Etsy. Now here, black and white, coloring page of a playful kawaii beach scene. Okay, so this one is good. Now the reason why you want to put this as a PDF is because this is listed usually as a digital download. And so you need to deliver something. As soon as people purchase this from you, they need to be able to have this downloaded. And this is doing pretty well. As you can see right now, this person has this in 20 carts. And I'm also going to show you how you can write the title for your product and how you can write the details about your product and so on and so forth. And so this can help you also stand out when it comes to SEO. Apart from this, I think that we pretty much shown you what you need to see. And one thing that you can also do is you can basically follow a shop that you might be interested in. So this shop is called Olivoire Creations. Not that we're doing any promotion to them. We wish them the best, of course. But you can follow a specific shop and you can check their products. You can check what these people are actually doing. And you can reverse engineer what they do. And usually that works. So let's go back to ChatGPT here. Leonardo. Right. So this prompt has been generated. Now let's download this one, generate the next one, and go for the final prompt, which is this. And of course you can keep doing this as long as you have credits. And these tools, the good thing about them is that as soon as you run out of credits, you can always download more. And trust me when I tell you that the cost that is going to take you to hire someone to create these coloring pages for you is going to be much higher than if you do it yourself. And you can clearly do it yourself with these tools. As you can see, they're not too bad at all. And the quality of the images generated is awesome. So let's go and download this picture here. It's pretty cool. And let's go for the final one, which is going to be black and white coloring page. Now, of course, of a festive kawaii party scene with animals and a birthday cake in a black and white with thick outlines. All right. So this is the last one. And so in this particular, in the previous, we have shown you how you can utilize Leonardo AI, or else you can also use Midjourney in case you want to diversify. And you can generate these assets that really they're assets. And you can either sell them on Etsy or you can potentially also sell them on other platforms as well. So I'll show you later that even Canva, they have a need for such coloring pages. So there are people that go to Canva to download coloring pages. So let's download this and let's actually have a look at this. All right. And I think that this is pretty cool, right? And when I say Canva have a need for coloring pages, is Canva have a pro subscription. So basically people use pro images, and these pro images, every time you use a pro image, someone will make a commission from it. And that person is the one that have uploaded the picture in the first place to Canva. And so you can maybe even take those pictures that you upload onto Etsy to diversify your income. You can also put them on Canva, but of course you'll have to join Canva's creative program, which can be quite difficult because they will ask you to have a website and so on and so forth. But that may be something you could be interested to do in the future. But as of now, we have all of the coloring pages on as a book or as a PDF. Stay tuned for it.